We're getting set to go racing in the All-Star race, but before that, it's time for the precursor, where the bottom 11 in points will duke it out for 3 spots in the main event. 14 laps is all they'll have to grab a spot in the GAMERNR All-Star race. This is the GAMERNR All-Star Open. Getting ready for a pretty exciting event here at the Chicagoland Speedway, the first race we've had here. The first All-Star race at the end of the season, kind of a test event. So obviously this race will be in the middle for seasons to come. But for this race, I do have 2 co-commentators. One of them is Peter and one of them is Rose. So let's go first with Peter. What do you think we'll see tonight with the Chicagoland Speedway?
Under the lights at a track none of these drivers have been on before is definitely going to prove a tall task. Even though it's the Open and it's the bottom 11 in points, there's still a lot of big names in this field, and I know some of them want to put the win in Windy City tonight. It's not your average mile and a half. It's got a curved back straightaway. Will that matter to these drivers tonight? We'll just have to watch and find out.
All right, thank you, Peter, and Rose as well in the booth. Rose, let's get some picks out of this 11-car field. Who do you think is hungry enough to win and get in the All-Star race?
Oh, man, we got a stacked field here in the Open. We got a couple race winners, of course, multi-time road course winner starting P6. But my pick, honestly, I see Nelson Reeves working that high lane, getting by Anderson Reed immediately on the start and not looking back.
That's right, Nelson Reeves. He is out at the end of the season. Don't know if he'll return later, but Season 2 is confirmed that he will not compete. And there's still some stuff on the line. He said that if his team loses or if his team wins a race this season, he's gonna do something. But we'll see what that is. But of course, we'll see if this counts because it is of course a non-points race. But this precursor definitely going to be exciting for sure. And getting ready to take the green flag after 1 pace lap. We'll get right to the command here.
Drivers, start your engines.
11 drivers getting set to battle here, Chicagoland. Your front row for today's event is Anderson Reed and the 12, your Body Armor 300 winner and Atlanta race winner for the first Atlanta double event. He was top 10 earlier, I want to say, but fell out late in the season. Unfortunate that he could not get in the All-Star race with a lock, but, you know, the 12 car pretty strong at Atlanta. There's a somewhat similar track. We'll see if he can race his way in. And then Nelson Reeves, once again, right beside him. Look for him to be strong. He is definitely wanting this last chance at the win. Just running out the field here, you got Peter on Jack in the 36. He's looking for an exit for his team on Giotto, hoping for a whole lot more success next season. Season 2, a new start for that team. And then Slipstream with its new owner. You had obviously Nelson Reeves in the 15, Landon Thomas in the 10 as well, a part of that organization. Looking to have it go out with a bang. And then starting 5th, running your top 5 as they come through the final 2 corners, it is Pre McShane, your Michigan winner. So as they head down the front straightaway, fans on their feet, taking all the pictures they can before this race starts. Here they come. Green flag is out. We're racing at Chicagoland. Anderson Reed slaps the wall in the outside lane. Has to give up the lead to Pre McShane as she has a healthy gap up front now. As here comes on Jack in the 36 trying to pass that 12 car. 28 up to 2nd.
Boy, we got a slick track tonight. You know, in practice, we only saw a couple of cars running together, but now that we got a full field, well, half a field out there, they are absolutely going at it. You'd think this is a super speedway, but no, this is only a mile and a half.
These guys are absolutely slinging the cars around these corners. We saw a couple cars sideways. I think we saw Rowe sideways coming towards the end of lap number 1 as Pre's way out of the groove coming out of turn number 2.
Got the 15 and 12 cars battling side by side. Looks like Reeves is going to get the jump heading into turn number 3. Clears, slides up. You got the JJ Motorsports battling side by side back there. The 2 cars. The 10 slaps the wall, but right now it's all Pre-McShane up front with the 28. Kirsten Martinez still chasing that 04 car.
McShane out to a commanding lead. That's what you want to see here in a race, especially as short as there's 2 cars into the wall in the back. It looks like Jefferson and the 10 of Thomas.
Huge incident between those two, especially coming to 10 laps to go. It's critical to get inside that top 3. Right now, it's currently McShane, Martinez, and Reeves as we come to 10 laps to go here in the open.
And the 04 slapped the wall. That's going to bring pretty much everyone else into it. No one went with the 04. Everyone with the 28. But now the 28 slides up. They are going to be 4 wide almost for the lead through turns 1 and 2. The 28 is going to make it stick on the inside. She'll be side by side with Pre-McShane down the back straightaway with Onjek behind, lurking, trying to get that spot. The 12 sideways now.
I couldn't believe it. They saved it through turns 1 and 2, and just there in turn 3, another incredible save, that time by the 12 of Reed. Seems like turn 4 is going to be a very treacherous spot tonight, especially on exit, because a lot of drivers have found the wall here on corner exit. You'd think the nighttime really grips the track up. That seems to be the opposite case today. Maybe there's a cold temperature in the air.
These guys are absolutely throwing these cars in the corner. Remember, like I mentioned earlier, top 3 advance. This is all about pride. Nothing's on the line here. This is just bragging rights coming into next season.
And you got the 04 slapping the wall again. The 28 making another move on the inside. She'll have no one else to the inside of her this time, except for the 15 who's making a peek. They're going to go side by side down the back straightaway again, but the 04 is going to have that help from the 15 Nelson Reeves up top. And for the transfer spot, here comes the 36. Trying to make a move on Reeves. He'll go down low. They're 3 and 4. The 04 in the wall again. They're going to be side by side, 2 rows deep on the front straightaway.
Halfway mark here in the open. Martinez leads over Onjak, Henson, Reeves, and McShane. The top 5 under a blanket, but only 3 of them make it. Just outside of that, it's Reeves and Goforth, and we got it. The 04 sideways, a huge save.
Oh my God, what a save. Everybody's racing aggressive, but that is going to stack that second pack up. Henson running the apron's going to check back up into the Hornet's Nest for this final transfer spot.
And now it's getting crazy here in the closing stages of the Open. Just 14 laps, and it has gotten wild. The top 2 are gone. It looks like Martinez and the 36 will be in unless something happens with them up front. But the 1584, they're going to go 3 widing into turn number 1. But the 86, turn 3 that is, the 86 gets a run at the top. She'll be good at exiting the corner, and she'll have a healthy lead over Nelson Reeves.
5 to go. If I'm Onjak here, back off. You're in the show. Martinez, you're in the show. Hit your marks. You're good. Even Henson now breaking away from that big group of cars. The top 3, this might be decided already. Honestly, they might have to get together back there for 4th on back if they want to make it in now.
Yeah, as you mentioned, these top 3 just need to chill out. They're safe. They have the gap. Reed's clear. Reed's going to be pushing. He wants that final transfer spot, but he has to give it his all in these final 4 laps to even think about catching that 86 car.
And back there out of turn number 4, the Slipstream cars, I don't know, they haven't really worked together all season. You had 2 of them get together at Watkins Glen, and there's been other examples, but they got together off of turn number 4, Borkington and Reeves is mired back in the pack. But now you'll see here, let's see if the gap between the 86 and 12 closes here with 3 laps to go. I think it did just a little bit. We'll have to monitor the progress of Anderson Reed trying to catch the 86. She throws it a little bit wide. 12 also kind of in the middle of the corner. But we'll have to see here. Coming to 2 laps to go, the 28 continues to lead.
I mean, the draft does play a huge role here. You see them trying to sneak up into the time charts, and the top 3 were separated just a couple laps ago, but coming to 2 to go, especially those contact off of turn 4 hits, draft playing such a huge role, closing up. Onjak, the hometown hero there, junior mints made right here in the Chicagoland area, wants to get up there by the 28, get himself 1 spot better in the All-Star race, but it's coming down. Only 2 miles to go, basically, here to end the Open.
These top three are absolutely pushing it. Henson looking to the inside of Onjak. There's no need to fight. No need as we're coming to the white flag. You guys have it made. Don't try this pass, Rose. You guys are safe. Hold station. Just hold station and you're in.
And I think there might be a bit of a hunger between these top three. And they want to win this race, but it doesn't look like it'll be the second or third place cars anymore, as the 28 of Kirsten Martinez rounds the final two corners right here. And the other two are going to continue to fight. Are they going to get into each other? They are going to nearly wreck, but the 28 is going to take the win handedly in the All-Star Open. And we are very lucky we didn't see the two transfer cars lose it at the very end.
What a wild 14 laps. You hate to see it for the drivers who fall out of this one. Anderson Reed, Doge Borkington, Cody Goforth coming up short. Reed had a very quick car, but just ended up wrong place, wrong time, and out of the draft. Then everybody else behind them really ended up hitting the wall at one point or another. You have Nelson Reeves, Lynn Bell, Priya McShane, Landon Thomas, and Jay Jefferson. I got to say, though, Priya McShane may have had the save of the night down the backstretch there.
Oh my God, that was the most beautiful piece of driving I think I've seen in all my years of racing. Absolutely fantastic. And of course, we almost had that instant coming off before between second and third. Onjak and Henson trying to be aggressive, racing for a spot that really doesn't matter. Nearly killed themselves as there was a little contact on pit road. Don't know if there's a little bit behind that, but yeah, all in all, that was a fantastic open.
So we got the finishing results all set out. Once again, the 28 wins the race. The second and third place cars, Peter Onjak and Rose Henson, they gave it their all, and that almost cost them a spot in the race. But Anderson Reed a bit too far back to challenge. So ultimately a heartbreaking end for him as he pulls into his pit stall. He will be the first one to miss the race, as well as the 4th through 11th place cars in this race. Jay Jefferson and Landon Thomas both got the wall a bit earlier. Unfortunately, that pretty much knocked them out early as Jefferson got put over 4 seconds behind. But yeah, what a chaotic open we saw. And man, if this is a trailer, if this is really a way to see what the All-Star race is going to be like, I am really excited to see how the best, well now 13 of the 21 drivers in the GAMERNR Sportsman Series Season 1 field will want this All-Star race win. It's the final prize of the season pretty much, and it's all for bragging rights. We'll see who will get that prize as the All-Star race coming up here very shortly. The last event of the season is the exhibition race for the ages. The best 10 of the season plus the top 3 in the Open will fight for bragging rights here tonight for 41 laps around the Chicagoland Speedway. This is the GAMERNR All-Star Race. The Open that we saw just then was pretty intense, and that was just to get into the race. The top 3 for that event was the 28 of Kirsten Martinez ended up winning, the 36 of Peter Onjak, and the 86 of Rose Henson. They gave it all they got to fight their way into this race. A whole lot of contact between those drivers as well as everyone else in the field, and we're just getting started. So, Peter and Rose return to the booth for the main event, and we're going to get right into the picks here. So, out of the 13 drivers in the field, who do you got, Peter?
Somebody's got to pick the favorite, so I'm taking the number 11 of Evan Hunter, your Season 1 champion, to get it done. Now, not only is he a good driver, but what I watched in those 14 laps, it was all about track position. Get yourself in clean air early and let everybody else get into it behind you. If that's the case here today, then Evan is the clear favorite if he can get out to an early lead. If not, if he gets mired back in that rough and tumble pack, if it is rough and tumble like it was in the Open, then he's got a long race ahead of him.
And who's your pick for the win, Rose?
You know, I spent the break between the Open and the actual event getting ready. I'm going through my analytics. I think Marcos Yepes, strong car all season, of course, came up just short of the championship. I think if he can work his way through everybody on lap 1, he can bring it home and win the All-Star.
That would be a huge story to see the 77 and the 11 fight it out one more time. Even though it's a non-points race, it's not for the championship. That would be pretty crazy to see these two at it once again in season number 1. They've been the storyline all season. And for that to return, we're going to see an event here tonight. So, without further ado, let's get the command and get the engines fired here for the GAMERNR All-Star Race.
Drivers, start your engines.
All right, the 13 engines come to life here at the Chicagoland Speedway, and we're getting ready to see a very fun race here at this 1.5 mile intermediate track. And this is going to be anything like it was in the Open, then the fans are going to be on their feet throughout the race. It's 41 laps, but I don't think we're going to see a single person sitting down in the stands or at home. And it is a truly stacked field here today. Evan Hunter, once again, the pole sitter. He's definitely picked it up at the end of the season in terms of qualifying, and he's got the track position early tonight. Starting beside him is the 29 of Zach Rudolo, looking for a non-points but still a win for his organization that he drives for, the Nova Sport team. DJ Reed, who rounded up third in point at the end of the season, will start third here today. And to the outside of him is two-time winner Mathis Wells, the short track ace. Can he pull it off at this intermediate track? And Aiden Smith almost won Michigan, won Atlanta. We'll see what he can do under the lights. As they come to the green flag, here we go for the All-Star race. Green flag is out. We're racing in Chicagoland. Just like the Open, a wild lap 1 that sees Evan Hunter lead at the line. Now the 89, oh, look out back there. The 02 and 29 around at the start of the race. The caution's going to be out here for the race in it back. The 89 on the inside, the 03 looking to drop it down low, 3 wide.
Look at this. They saw in the Open how important track position was. They're going to get together for the lead. Smith and Evan Hunter up into the outside wall. Back across traffic. Colin Teague trying to sleep through there in the 99. I don't even know who won the race back.
I believe it was Mathis Wells. Yes, it was. Oh my God. They wrecked for the lead. The championship winner, your series champion, has damage and might not be able to win the All-Star. He has the bragging rights of the title, but in a race that means nothing, he gets taken out lap 1.
That's gonna shake things up. As already with damage, the 11 car of Evan Hunter, he's got pretty big damage, and he's coming on down. Same with the 89 Aiden Smith, the 29 Zachary Delillo, and the 02 Thomas Bellagio. Some fan favorites here, taken out so early in the Open, as Mathis Wells comes away with the race back with a 25 following behind. And Rose, your pick, Marcos Yepes, right behind Hector Garcia in the 31, placing in third. He is fourth in that Monster Energy 077 car. We'll see what he can do here. But for now, we're under caution for the first time tonight already here at Chicagoland. 4 cars with damage. We'll take a look at what happened here.
All is an absolute stampede of cars coming down here into turns 1 and 2. And the 0-2, Thomas Pelagia just slides up the hill a little bit. Unfortunately, catches the 29 DeLello along with him. The 69 DJ Reed there got a little bit loose, but was able to get by it. And they're all going to continue, but the 0-2 got the worst of it.
Here it coming off of turn number 2. Caution is already out. Mathis Wells trying for track position, trying to lead back to the caution, throws it to the inside, pushes up Aiden Smith into Evans' door as they both wreck coming through turns 3 and 4. Teague is absolutely blinded by the smoke, thankfully gets on the brakes, but hard racing on lap number 2 of a 41-lap event here for the lead.
Yeah, and, track position key. Mathis Wells wanted to lead him back to the line. I mean, he did, but at the expense of 2 other guys. Just fighting hard, a racing accident with the 03 pushing up, trying to dive it down in the corner, make it stick, maybe a bit over-aggressive, but, it's the all-star race, all the marbles, pretty much just money on the line. But nonetheless, we are under caution for the first time tonight here at Chicagoland Speedway. Guys, back to the restart here, coming around lap 9, maybe 7 or so. There's the one to go here, Chicagoland. Mathis Wells once again the one to lead him back to the line with the 25 of Stephen Colon right behind. 31 of Hector Garcia places 3rd, Marcus Yepes 4th. And rounding out the top 5 is the 28 of Kirsten Martinez. The one who qualified in the Open, one of them at least, Peter Onjak and Rose Henson, they are 6th and 7th respectively. DJ Reed falling back to 8th place. That's just how much things can change. He qualified 3rd to start the race. Colin Teague sitting in the 9th position, and Aiden Smith, the 02 of Thomas Pelagia, the 11 of Evan Hunter, and the 29 of Zachary DeLello. So you got the 3 open qualifiers to start 5th, 6th, and 7th. They might work their way up here to win it all here, but they come through turns number 3 and 4 with the pace car in front of them for the final time as it dips down into pit road, getting set to go back green here at Chicagoland. As they come to the restart zone, we're back racing. 25 immediately up high here. The 31 trying to go to the inside. Immediately here, heading into turn number 1. Oh, he might go for the lead under Mathis Wells. The 77 and 28 going to also be on the inside line here.
Up through the gears they come on the restart. Yepes saw what Wells did, thinks you did that, but maybe I can do it without pushing anybody up the hill. But Garcia drifts up the hill a little bit. Yepes drifting back. Mathis is into the wall. They're squeezing everywhere. So it's another manic restart here at Chicagoland. And the car out front, Hector Garcia, happiest man in the garage area. He just signed a 1-year extension to drive that 31 next season.
Absolute anarchy. Is big crash off of turn number 2. Onjak's involved, Martinez, and everybody in the back's piling in. 02 just barely squeaks by. Massive crash off of turn number 2. We're racing back to the stripe. I'm pretty sure it's going to be, yes, it will be Hector Garcia leading us back on lap number 9.
And the big one happening on lap 9, the 89, the 99, the 36, the 11 got more damage, the 69, the 29, the 28's day is done. We'll have to see. This might be a race of attrition here at Chicagoland. Lap 9, already some 2 major wrecks here at the Speedway. Border caution for the second time tonight. This one a big wreck down the back straightaway. And the 77 coming down pit road. He has a bit of side damage. That might be what he will be repairing as he comes down the pit lane. But once again, we are under caution for the second time tonight. The 31 to lead him back to the line. Get you guys a replay and get back to the restart here on lap 14.
Well, you see here's the 28 of Kirsten Martinez, the open winner, just had too much speed through turn 2, gets in together, and everybody goes skittering down the backstretch, nowhere to go. Look at Pelagia up there, yep, right through the wreck. But everybody's sliding around. The 28's out of it. The 36 is as well. But for the 29, 11, 69, everybody else involved, they'll have to take another long trip down pit road, beat down the sheet metal, and get back out there.
All right, coming through turns 1 and 2, Kirsten Martinez just pushes up right into the door of Marcos Yepes. They bounce off each other. Peter Onjak gets in there. Henson barely on the brakes as here comes the 0-2. Oh my God, there was about 2 inches of space there. Beautiful wreck avoidance, but multiple cars, heavy damage. Their likelihood of winning this race has shrunk drastically here at Chicagoland.
Throughout the season, the big ones were pretty rare to see, and we just saw one here. The final race of the season, 36 goes around, and everyone's going to scatter. You see the 0-2 here once again, right out the outside, and makes it through the wreck. But the 11 and so many others collected again as they go for a big spin down the backstretch under caution for the second time here at Chicagoland Speedway. We'll get you guys back to the restart here shortly. There's the one to go. We're going back green on lap number 13. Hector Garcia, the one to lead him back to the line. And the one who came in second at the last race back, Stephen Colon, second once again here on the second restart. And the one who led the race back, starting third, Mathis Wells in the 03, starting in P3 here for this restart. And one of the very few not damaged cars in the field, Rose Henson, that 86 Toyota, sitting in fourth. Very pretty here on the grid, maybe looking to pull a win out of her hat here. And, don't count out the 0-2. I know he has damage, but who knows? I mean, they could wreck big at the front of the field again. We'll have to see here. But for now, 4 cars undamaged. This is going to be a race of attrition once again as they come to the green flag. Green flag is back out, back racing Chicagoland. And they're already chalking for position back there. The 11, the 29, the 69, all going all over the place. The 86 dips down low under the 03. They'll be side by side for third through turns 1 and 2 and down the back straightaway.
I know we're just getting up to speed now, but Pelagio seems to be a rolling roadblock for the field behind him. I knew he had that big hit in the first lap, and I wasn't sure who would be up to pace and who wouldn't be. They're going 4 wide back here. DJ Reed might be getting the worst of it, but they stayed relatively clean.
Really impressive that they managed to keep it clean up there as we're looking. Hector Garcia fires the field down into turn number 1. 4-car breakaway. Evan Hunter, how is that car still competitive? He's running in P5, and I think he's actually catching the leaders right now.
We'll have to see. The 11 seems to be maintaining, and don't look now, the 77 right behind. But the 86 dives it down low on the 25. The 25 made a move through turns 1 and 2 that almost really shot him deep in the corner, got him in the wall almost. It didn't really pay off for him. Now with the 86 once again, diving it down low, looking for P2, now sliding up the racetrack, forcing the 25 up high to 31. Also up the racetrack as they go down the back straightaway.
Now, if you're a first-time viewer at home, you might look at the scoring ticker and see, oh, there's still a lot of this race left. Well, just calm down out there. But this is the All-Star race. It's all bragging rights. It's all passion. There's no stage in this race where you should be lifting off that throttle and not making a move, especially with how this track has been racing tonight.
Yeah, as Peter mentioned, we had insane racing in the Open. And speaking of the Open transfer, or the last Open transfer, started shotgun on the field. Rose Henson going to be passed by the 03. Rose, arguably the most aggressive drivers we saw off of 4 the previous lap, catching the wall. Matt's going to run her out wide and put her in the fence again.
And look at the 11 going for a spot. That damaged 11 car making it into the top 4. And we'll have to see here, the 11 getting past one of the undamaged cars. Can he keep pace? He's looking on the 03 maybe here. But for the lead, the 25 and 31 duking it out through turns 3 and 4. 25 slides up almost into the 31's quarter panel as they fight through the front stretch now. Side by side to lead that lap. Give it to the 31 on the outside.
Look at this up at the front. Side by side for over here. We've been basically side by side for the lead since the drop of the green here on the restart. The people down at turn 1 of the Miller Lite Party Porch losing their minds over this racing up here. Hector Garcia, Stephen Colon putting on a battle for the ages, and we're not even halfway yet in the All-Star race, folks. I haven't sat down at all here in the booth, and I'm not sure if you have at home either.
Garcia coming off a 4, barely slapped the wall, but still seemed to carry the momentum. And as you notice, there's packs of 2s. We got 2 by 2 by 2 as we look at the top 2, and then those 2, and then, yeah, Yepes making a move on Henson for P5.
And it doesn't seem like it'll stick down the back straight. We're here through turn 3. We'll have to see. It looks like he'll level it off and drift up high right in behind the 86. One of their cars to hit the wall, but the 25 is closing once again on the 31. These two battled side by side, but Chicagoland, you know, maybe the dirty air, maybe it's the multi-groove nature of the racetrack, but the 25 was on the inside of the 31 for multiple laps, and we know the inside lane usually is the dominant lane. Maybe that's not the case here at this 1.5-mile racetrack at Chicagoland Speedway. Saw it at the dirt track at Oswego, but this is probably one of the more bigger tracks to have that multi-lane racing in effect. 31 continues to lead.
I mean, this track's almost driving like a dirt track. You see people riding the cushion up here, trying to throw sliders and crossovers. Cologne's been trying to really work that crossover off of 4. That's how this track's racing. It's put on an incredible race, but what we have not seen is a long green flag run. There's still over half this race to go. It's going to be halfway at the line basically this time. The Open was only 14 laps, and yes, that one flag to flag, green flag, but that's only 14 laps. If these drivers can really get into it, calm themselves down for the end of this race, we could see a totally different track beat up, and commentators curse, but he saves it! He saves it!
What a save, as here we come. They split the middle. Hector Garcia is going to be sliding back Stephen Cologne to the race lead, and a point I was going to mention before that contact, if you pay attention to the cars through 3 and 4, you may see it here in turns 1 and 2. You see that gray area. You see where all that rubber is built in. You can see the cars occasionally dip that right sides out as Cologne runs wide, completely misses the line. But occasionally you can see these cars just keep that right side out. That seems to help the rotation as Henson looks down to the inside of your championship winner, battling for position number 3.
And it's getting aggressive again. The 86 and 11 make contact. The 86 rolls Henson sideways. That pair of corners. Here comes the 77 again for a spot on Henson. These two, I don't know. They are over a second and a half back. We'll have to see as contact for the lead has given Cologne a clear advantage here over Mathis Wells in the 03. Wells is going to have to try big time to reel in that 25 car, but he kind of tags the wall. So does the 03, as the 86 as well. But some insane racing there. The 25 and 31 making contact for the lead. And is the 31 out of it quite yet? I think he might be. He's got some pretty significant side damage pretty far outside the draft. This unfortunate end for the 31 who dominated a lot of this race. Had a good final 2 races in the points season. It looks like he'll have to settle for outside the top 5 here tonight. We got a slow car coming up. It's the 89 of Aiden Smith.
Okay, the top 2 are the clear favorites, the 25 and 03. 3rd, 4th, and 5th are still in the mix. They're just a couple seconds back. Even further back than that, I'm still confident that Hector Garcia, Zachary DeLello, Colin Teague, those guys have competitive enough cars to fight up there if there's a caution. DJ Reed, not so sure about. Pelagia and Aiden Smith, clearly wounded, clearly off the pace. Not what they want to see tonight, but, you know, we do get a late race caution, mix things up, people get into one another, and they could always pick up a couple more spots, although it won't be for the big money purse going home to the winner here tonight.
Now, with Hector Garcia, as previously mentioned, that car was driving. That car obviously was the best car of the night so far, as big block from Aiden Smith on the race leader. Almost caused a wreck there, almost brought out the caution that Peter was talking about. But back to what he mentioned, Hector had a great car, but I just don't think, as Matt almost gets put in the wall by a lapper. Jesus, man. But back to Peter's point about Hector, I think if a caution comes out and they fix that right side damage, I don't know, that 31 might have to start behind slower cars. I think he has the equipment, and he most definitely is the driver to drive up there and have a shot at the win.
This race is taking my breath away. You have not seen this aggressive racing since maybe Bristol, maybe, I'm not quite sure, maybe Thompson. These guys are completely pedal to the metal. cars to the wall, these guys are putting it all on the line. The 89, he's a lapper, and he's still trying to keep it on the lead lap. Don't wreck the 86, Aiden. He slaps the wall. Let's see what he does with the 11, but these two continue to battle side by side. I think they may be out of it unless we get that late race caution. We saw the top two almost wreck each other early on. Will that happen again? The 25 and 03's gap seems to have stagnated here. Bit of a maybe that long green flag run. This could produce some racing where we might be able to see these two cars pull up, and I don't know. I think the gap definitely closed that time by. We'll have to see as they head into turn number 1. Is this fight for the win still on?
While we approach 10 to go, I want to give a nod to the GAMERNR officials for putting this track as the All-Star race. I mean, Aiden Smith, I'll play devil's advocate for him. He knows it's a race for bragging rights only, so he's just having fun messing with the lead lap cars, I think. But I think if this was an actual points race, the team owners up there on the pit boxes, they'd be falling off of them with how these drivers are driving and how this track drives. But for a non-points race and a crowd of about 80,000 here on hand, it's a complete party here in Chicago.
And to Peter's point, with these team owners, I think they understand this is the final race of the season. They have time to rebuild these cars for next season. Some of these guys are actually owners. I think that's probably why Rose Henson is trying to kill that car. Maybe just having some fun before the off season. But I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I most definitely have noticed through 1 and 2 in a couple previous laps as Cookie runs. Not Cookie, my bad. As
Hey, Chips Ahoy! Chips Ahoy!
I know who you are. I know who you are. But I don't know if you guys have noticed, but he's running the bottom. Like, he's trying to work the bottom, and it's just not working. Mathis Wells has been gaining time lap after lap every time he tries to rotate that bottom.
And you saw it especially through 3 and 4 that time. The 03, he has he's been trying to work the top, and maybe it's been consequential for him. He's kind of faced the consequences, hitting the wall of 3 and 4 especially. But the 25, he's just not as fast on that bottom lane trying to hook the apron. He tries it a bit different that time, slaps the wall. Could the 03 try and reel him in? We are approaching 5 laps to go in the All-Star race. Just a quick rundown. These are your top 2, and still fighting for position back here in the top 5. It's Rose Henson and Evan Hunter. And this pack pretty spread out. We'll have to take a look and see if as this race goes on, green-white checkers obviously enabled. So we'll have to see if these drivers get aggressive enough to cause another yellow and bunch this field back up. But the field with the top 2 might be bunching back up. The 03 reeled it in once again that time. About a 1/10 of a second gained for the 03 Mathis Wells that time around.
Wells is slowly figuring Cologne out. Sees the 25 go low, he goes high. 25 goes high, the 03 goes low. You got to alternate the lines from each other. See, Matt runs a little bit higher this time, trying to find the groove. First off, I thought he was waiting kind of till the last couple laps to get up there and make a move just so there wouldn't be a counterattack from the 25. But I'm not sure if that 25 of Cologne's got some tricks up his sleeve here late, trying those alternate lines. Maybe found something in the practice we had here the day before, because it is 2 great driving talents on display here, trying to play cat and mouse games here coming to the end of the All-Star race. And once again, what an event this has been, and what a finish this could be.
This is really intriguing with 4 to go. Really happy that these guys have managed to keep it clean to have such a long green flag run. And it's really interesting to see the different lines as a 25 trying to rotate the bottom, and it's just not sticking. The top side seems to carry the momentum a whole lot better once these cars get rolling. We're coming to 3 laps to go. I think if Mathis Wells keeps doing what he's doing, as he smacks the wall, commentators curse, but if he keeps that out the wall, I think on the final lap, he has a chance. He might be able to have a shot at the 25.
And Mathis Wells, what he's doing, he's trying to get away from the dirty air. He's trying to go where the 25 isn't, as Peter was saying. So we'll see what that does for him as the laps tick down, coming to 2 to go here at the Chicagoland Speedway. It'll all come down to this.
they've pulled away. They have gap third, fourth, and fifth. Third, fourth, and fifth have been battling amongst themselves all the time. But I mean, it's perfect. We got to focus on this. But I think at 25, he's built that gap just a little bit more. Did he save his tires more than the 03 did? Because remember, the 03 had to run him down even to get to this point.
That is very true. This is Mathis Wells. I think he just burned his equipment off. He was super fast, extremely fast. Of course, saw that he started relatively towards the front, started P4. White flag out, one more lap to go here at Chicagoland. I retract my statement. I truly don't think he has a shot unless something catastrophic happens to the 25 coming through 3 and 4.
And Mathis Wells, he is driving the car to its absolute edge. He's giving it all it's got, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Stephen Cologne, Wells, one last shot, but I don't think it was enough. He won at the road course at Watkins Glen. He's going to get the win, the All-Star race. One more last parting gift for JJ Motorsports for the season. Cologne is your Season 1 All-Star race winner.
What a race that was. That was fun. I wonder maybe Cologne just took his time there going through 3 and 4, I think. Just don't make a mistake. Don't lap the wall. Take your time. And yeah, Wells closed up, but he knew he wasn't going to catch him. Just excellent driving by these two drivers.
Absolutely fantastic race. Those two just checked out. Of course, my pick, Marcos Yepes, brings it home third after all those incidents. Just overall, what a fantastic all-star race. I mean, sure, it was a bit of wreck filled within the first 15 laps, but once we got that green flag run going, we got to see different lines, different driving styles. That's what we like to see here. That was a beautiful, beautiful final couple laps.
And Mathis Wells, he's been in that duel situation before. He's been in a spot where he has been trying to race against one other driver, that usually being Cody Goforth at the short tracks. But he's been in that spot before. He's won twice and just ultimately couldn't pull it off tonight. He ends up in the night second place. But, man, that was a Hail Mary off of turn number 4. Just got to mention that real quick. What a job he did. But, man, one more lap. Who knows? He could have gotten it. Outside the top 5 here, Evan Hunter 5th, but Hector Garcia and the 31 places 6 here for Anjato. Obviously, he's returning next season, as Peter mentioned. Some news there we got in the booth. So he will be back for more in that Anjato 31. The 29 of Zachary DeLello places 7th. Unfortunately, not the best night for him. And the 99, 69, 02 were all involved in those early wrecks. The only car to be a lap down was the 89 of Aiden Smith. And the 36, the 28 were both out to the open transfers. So that'll do it for the All-Star race. That was a very fun event. Thank you for Peter and Rose for being in the booth. Obviously a great time had by all, and ultimately a race that was supposed to be fun. It was amazing. It was great fun, and just yet another reason to stick around for Season 2. Season 2 is going to be great. A lot of schedule changes coming up here soon. Once again, we might do preseason testing. We might do a clash. That's all up in the air. But one thing's for sure, we could have some more guests in the booth coming your way in Season 2. So just a quick sign up for Season number 1. Heading into Season number 2. That'll do it from the Chicagoland Speedway. So, Stephen Cologne, your winner, pulled it off at the end, and he is the last winner for the season, the send-off for Season number 1. Thank you for watching GAMERNR. We'll see you next time.